Like now.
Yeah, you're ready to go. So good morning, good evening if you're watching us from Africa or Ukraine or Ukraine. We were just talking about Ukraine.
We can. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, well, I have to say, you're my little Russian sister. So it's been so beautiful, and I'm so grateful. You know what? I need to hit the other record. Sorry. Take two. So good morning, good evening. Welcome. I'm super excited today to be interviewing and sharing with you one of my dear, I want to say, feels like lifelong friends. My whole life in Florida being here has been one of my dear friends. She is participating in our upcoming Media Magic Sales and Marketing Intensive. She's coming in to help mentor. And I wanted you to have the chance to meet her. And before we had to do take two, I was just sharing, she's my little Russian sister. And it's been so beautiful to have you in my life, but to also have you participate in so many things. And the reason I brought that up is that I just, you help people get inner peace, and you can see right on your name, Internal Peace Now. And, I think it's really powerful who you are and what you stand for. And I know we're here to talk about media magic and inner peace. And I've had a couple of people go, well, what does inner peace have to do with media magic? And it's like media and marketing and sales can be stressful, and especially if you don't have that inner gauge. And that's going to be one of the first things that we teach at Media Magic is how to get absolute certainty for yourself and how to make those decisions, because we find that when we come into this environment, we're going to get a lot of input, we're going to get some feedback, but at the end of the day, it has to resonate with you. And so this can be a time where you're, like sometimes people are like, I don't like social media. Well, great. We don't want you to have to do that. But some people are still choosing to do things that cause them stress that they don't necessarily want to be doing. And yes, we do have to do things, right, Regina, that we don't want to do all the time.
Sometimes, yes.
We got to pay bills and that thing. But I love the fact that you help people bring in inner peace. So just share for a minute a little bit about that and how that ties to media magic for you.
Yeah. Well, first, thank you so much, Shannon, because I love our relationship. I love how we get to work and play together. And I'm just so honored that you would invite me to be part of this experience. So thank you first and foremost for that. I'm very grateful. And yeah, I do feel like it has a lot to do with marketing and business because when most entrepreneurs get into business, I think they don't really realize, at least I didn't, how much stress was going to be involved from, a consistent paycheck, right? To decisions, what branding colors do you want? What message do you share? What is your business, right? And the business itself has an identity. And so I think it's really important when a business owner decides to become that, decides to have a business, it's really important to be clear in your messaging, because that is truly the essence and the identity of a company. Is just like a human. If it doesn't have clarity around what it is, it won't do well in business. It won't succeed. And so I feel really fortunate because I've been lucky enough to have some tools that have allowed me to not only get that clarity for myself and for my business, but also now I get to do that for other people. And one of those is actually called soul language, which showed up in my life in a very unique way. I had anything but inner peace. I was very stressed. I was depressed, actually. And I was really intense, so much to the point where I wouldn't say I was lost. I felt like I knew my purpose, but I wasn't clear how I was going to deliver it in the world. And so the soul languages showed up in my life, I feel, as a gift. And I said to, my connection with spirit, I call it spirit, universe, God, whatever is appropriate. For those listening, for me, it was important to dialogue and understand what was I going to do with this new information and this new brand and this new baby, so to speak, this business baby. And so when soul language showed up, it was really clear to me that it was about peace, and it was about helping people transform and transmute the chaos, the challenges, and the stress And so that's what I've been doing ever since. And my background, which obviously, because that's one of the things we had in common when we met, was real estate. And I was a very, very stressed out realtor. Like many realtors, I was picking up my phone in the middle of the night. And I was sharing in another talk yesterday how I remember specifically one time I answered my phone. It was close to midnight. And I answered my phone, and the client, was worried about something, and we got off the phone, and I started cursing them after we hung up the phone. Like, how could they do that? And don't they have respect? And, how dare they call me at that hour? And then after a few minutes, I was like, well, who's the idiot who answered the phone? And I was like, oh, like, duh, like I have to train myself to put some boundaries around my business and around my life. And no wonder I was stressed out, because I had no boundaries at that point. And I was letting all kinds of distractions and influences dictate how I was feeling. So now what I know is emotional intelligence, there was none or very little. And so I was all over. I was like a roller coaster, all over the Richter scale. And I had already started practicing mindfulness and yoga as much as I could in my personal life. And all of a sudden I could start seeing the pattern of where I could apply those tools in my real estate business. And so I slowly started doing that. I started meditating. I started being more mindful. Instead of speaking out of reactivity, I would pause. I would ask myself, does this need to be communicated? Is this going to help the situation? A lot of times it was with other realtors. There's a lot of friction with other realtors, because if they're not doing their job, it makes it harder for me to do my job, and vice versa. And so I started integrating all that. And next thing I knew, my clients were asking me what I was doing different. My colleagues were asking me what I was doing different. And I started teaching them these tools. And so I married real estate and the mindfulness and the soul language and all that together, and slowly realized, oh, what I'm teaching is inner peace. And so that's where internal peace came from. And, coming back to media magic and marketing, that's what it is. In my opinion, it's if a business owner knows who they're speaking to and what they're saying, that brings clarity, that brings confidence, and then people want to do business with you. So I really feel like this is a really powerful place to get the tools, and especially for those that are speakers, for those that want exposure, media, whether it's radio, podcasting, TV. You're going to meet some amazing professionals that have not just experience, but have tools of wisdom that they want to impart on you, and they want to share with you because it's worked for them. And now they get to share that with those that are attending. So super excited about this event. And I think it's our 11th.
Actually,
this
is our 7th. Yeah. The business
7th. Okay.
Network, we did 13 of those. Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
Yes, 7.
And I've been a volunteer at a couple of them. So I feel really excited that now I get to step into this new role and share some tools of wisdom, because I really do feel that and the wisdom is available to all of us. I feel like it's all about practicing the things that sometimes we know it's just like exercise, right? We're told we should drink a lot of water and we should exercise, but sometimes it's easier said than actually doing it. And so, like the power bio, like super excited about that, like hands-on. We'll be creating our power bios, which just that alone, when I did that a few years ago with you, that was a game changer. How I open my speeches now, it's like jaw dropping, like people can hear, because I've dedicated, and it was gut wrenching at first because I couldn't understand it wasn't clear on what I was going after, or I shouldn't say what I was going after. I wasn't clear on, again, the delivery and how I was going to communicate it. But that's why it was so powerful being in a room and a group of people. And I got to do it more than once. I did it over the course of a few years. Each time it got better and better and better. And so it's like any craft. If someone is looking to advance themselves in any industry, the best way to do that is to get training, get coached. Athletes, how do they get better? Because they keep practicing. And so if someone says, well, I already have my bio, that's great. Do you have a power bio? Can you make it even better? Have you done the media magic way, the Shannon Procise way? If you haven't, you want to at least check it out and see, right? And if you come away with just meeting a few contacts, that's, to me, that's worth it, because, what else are you going to do? You're going to work and spend the 2 days doing something. So why not come play with us, hang out?
Yeah, work on you. And it's one of the things. So Regena, just real quick, you've done more than volunteer. You've actually been a keynote at the Business Acceleration Summit at Sea.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Also, when we were doing our Hawaii retreats, the Dare to Live Challenge, you spoke there too. So we've been very blessed by you volunteering, but you've played a very significant role in some of our major events. So
thank you. And that's one of the things I love most about your community and about you, Shannon, is you are so good at reminding each one of us, like, you're so good at pouring love onto people. And like, just like what you just did, like, such a perfect example of, things that, and I know I've shared this with you even recently, is I forget how much I've done. And so sometimes I think I speak with other people and they say the same thing, well, I didn't think to put that on my resume, on my speaker resume. Well, why not? Like, you did it, right? So it's like, we get so busy in our lives. And I think sometimes we forget to cheer ourselves on. And so you will definitely get a lot of cheerleaders and cheermen, at the event. So I think it's an exciting opportunity to come and just be reminded how much power you have and how much, magic. That's why it's called Media Magic, because it's all about highlighting those areas of expertise within each one of us that we can, really congratulate each other and ourselves and celebrate together, which is what it's all about.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that is so true. And I love when people continue to connect with the community, because then I get to know you. And as I get to know you, I can see those bright lights and go, what about this? And what about that? And I remember Marty Ward, anytime we would do events, I would, she'd stand up and speak. And after she'd be done, I'd go, and she was in the Huffington Post.
It's so huge. Yeah.
And so I love the ability to be in community and really help shine those lights on things. And a lot of times, Regena, as you've also seen being in this, is sometimes people think that what they've done may not relate to what they're doing now. And I've found 100% of the time, everything we've done has led us to here right now. We just may not know how to articulate that particular piece. I was just thinking about real estate. We don't have a bunch of realtors that have signed on, and I know you guys are busy, but this is a great chance to learn how to stand out as a realtor in a busy crowd. And what's great is both Regena and I have a real estate background. And I know, Regena, that was one of the first things I remember sharing with you, like, this snap right here is going to get people, this elevator pitch will get people to connect with you right away. So we'll be helping you craft your pitch. We'll be working on your power bio. You'll be writing a press release. And what I love about this, what people share that they love also, is that when you're in this group and we're working on your bio and you say, hey, I need help with this, we're going to put you in the room with an expert to work one-on-one with you on that. And some of these people are, $200 an hour, $500 an hour. Some of them are they're here to brain tithe and they're not really looking for clients. So, but they're experts. They work for HBO and various things. So that piece I love and really excited. And I just wanted to highlight, Regena, the soul language and how that's been a really beautiful tool. And I know we don't have a ton of time to talk about that today, but when people come to this event, I know that you're giving a gift around that for attendees. I love that each participant is giving a gift, but also this is, you said it so concisely of how powerful it is, that business entity and that personal entity and that clarity that can come from that. Did you want to share anything else about how people can connect with you on the soul language? Or because I think that if you have a business, you should really look at those tools. It helped me, Regena, as you know. I remember the first time doing my business soul language. It was like, oh, this makes sense why I do what I do and who I like. It really was like opening a book to help understand and some of the steps to move forward.
Yeah. People sometimes ask me, well, what is soul language? And it's very abstract. Like it's unique to put into words. But the best way I like to describe it is it's like a blueprint. And so you said it really well. It is like a book. Like, you look at the blueprint and you say, oh, okay, so this is, the reason I do the things I do in my business is because this is my blueprint. This is like my DNA. And so when we understand, I don't want to say it's not like a blood type, because it's not quite like that, but like when you know your blood type, you eat a certain way, right? There's books called Eat for Your Blood Type. So it's kind of like that. Like once you know the mechanics of why we make the decisions we do, we don't fight it anymore. And so we can actually swim with or navigate with the way that we make decisions and the way that our business shows up. And I've just seen so over and over, I've seen so many people just have more peace around their business and more just confidence and clarity, and just, it's like the skies open up, and it just gives people a better understanding of who they are and how they serve others. And in this lineup of mentors and speakers, I'm just like, wow, like we have like amazing people. Like we have like professional speakers and motivators. We have publishers, like you said, HBO, people from HBO. We have amazing talent in the room, people that really know their crafts and have been doing media for probably most of their adult, if not professional careers. So who better to sit with? And, like you said, some of these people charge quite a bit for an hour session or session. So if you can come and get a fraction of a price for all of them, like it's a no-brainer in my book. It's like, how can they not come? So I'm really excited part of it. And I'm excited to learn myself as well. Like, I've done it so many times, and every time I do it, it just gets better and better and better. And, just the other day we were working on some of my stuff, and it was like, oh my God, I just got another great idea. Thank you. So.
Yeah. And what's really powerful is if people choose to do the VIP, you actually get 2 sessions after the event with mentors of your choice. And you get to bring a guest. So there's some really neat things. Regena, I'm going to go ahead and share my soul language real quick before we say goodbye. I know what's so beautiful is we are, all the mentors come together to support you. So right after this, we're getting on and we're collaborating and we're connecting, and we're really setting that energy for everybody's success. But when I did the soul language, I found out that I was a double politician. And so my personal and my business had politician in it. And most of the time we would think, especially in the political arena that's happening now, is like, oh, that's negative. It literally means that I provide a platform for others to speak and provide, like bringing people together to share these messages of love. And it was like, this is what I've done my whole life. And it was so beautiful to go, okay, this makes sense why I want to do events so differently, why I want to bring in all these people to collaborate and play together, and why I love giving these powerful messages and helping them get out to the world. So it was a game changer for me. At first I was like, oh, a politician, it's not, but it's been beautiful, having just things that remind me that that's my life's work, is to help each person have their voice and have the stage and have that place to do that. And so we promise that at the Media Magic that everybody will know who you are. So you'll have, it could be your new salespeople or affiliate people because they're excited about who you are, what you're doing. Or it could be customers, or it could be people that are there as your cheerleaders, or you said cheermen. Is that a word?
Cheermen, yeah. I think I made it up probably,
okay,
but
that's cool. To support you. So look at it. This is your last week to be able to get tickets. We're the 27th and 28th. If you go to Media Magic Boot Camp, we'd love to have you play. And thank you, Regena, so much for bringing inner peace to this place where it can be noisy, and it can be, as you said, when you're starting up in business, there's decisions to make, and so our goal is to really provide that space to support you, because you have what you need, and and we just want to help you get out there in a bigger way. So any other final remarks, Regena? I'm kind of rambling now.
No, I love it. I'm excited to meet everyone. And if anyone has questions, I'll see you at the event. Just created a new quiz called believeyourstressnow.com. So if anyone wants to take the quiz and see how they're feeling, would love to have that opportunity so we can shift that for you. And yeah, super excited for the event. So thanks for having me, Shannon. Thanks thank you for this morning too. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. So go to MediaMagicBootcamp.com. Hopefully we'll see you next week. The minute you sign up, you get that first piece of homework on the Expert Power Bio to get started. So the earlier you get going, the more you can get out of it. And it's no problem. If you sign up last minute, we'll still love and support you and you'll get a lot done. So with that, thank you, Regena. I'll see you
Bye,
soon.
everyone.
See you in the next room.